Well, hello and welcome to a lovely still morning, early morning here in beautiful Nova Scotia. It is about 7 o'clock in the morning. I'm doing my usual sort of hour in the garden just before I start work. Sets me up nicely for a day in the office, which is actually my kitchen, but either way, sets me up nicely, gets me up and about, gets my arms moving, a little bit of weeding, a little looking around, see what's in flower now. And I've actually got to make a bit of an apology today, I think. I've been a bit absent over the last few weeks. I've been away, first of all I was away on holiday in Barbados, and then I had to go away to the UK for business, to a conference, and then I accompanied some old shipmates of mine on a tour of the World War I battlefields. The Somme, Passchendaele, Tynecott Cemetery, the Canadian Memorial, Newfoundland Memorial, Ulster Tower, all of the sort of major battlefields. We did in 4 or 5 days. We were doing 10 kilometres a day walking around all the different areas. So we definitely saw everything there was to see. Very sobering thoughts, and you would have thought that by now we worked out that wars don't really work out, or don't have good consequences. But as we see in Russia and Ukraine, obviously that is not the case for powerful people who want to make more money, or whatever it is they want to do. I don't know. Anyway, enough of that. It was a wonderful tour, but I've been absent from the garden. Came back and the garden was an absolute jungle. So I've been feverishly trying to get it back into some sort of shape over the last few days. And I thought I would, therefore, now I've done a bit of weeding, bit of cutting, I'll do a bit of a flower garden tour. I actually did one in May. I filmed it, but I didn't get round to editing it before I left. So some things that I wanted to show you in May, like the creeping phlox, which was in absolute amazing colour at that time of year, is now sort of gone over. So I'll probably switch back to some of the film from last month to show you the creeping phlox, because it was absolutely beautiful again. But now we're in June and all of the sort of early summer beautiful flowers are starting to come into flower. The lupins, the alliums, the aquilegia, all sorts of different things are coming in. The centaurea, the yellow irises on the corner there. Lots of different things are coming into flower, and everything is growing like absolute nutters at the moment, so that is good. So I thought, let's have a little wander around. I think I've sort of got it into some sort of state now. There's a few weeds here and there, but hey, this is the optimistic garden, so it's not some sort of stately home anyway. Enough of my waffling. Let's have a little look around to see what's in flower, and we'll start in my back garden by the pool area. So here we have the south facing flower bed. That's about 2 years old now, to the south of my swimming pool and deck. This is coming on beautifully this year. I think this is a row of catmint along the side here. Some aquilegia that pop up all over the place, looking regal, and a beautiful pink lupin coming up. I moved that there this year, so that's looking good. And a small, I think that's a blue lupin. There's a campion there, something rose. What is the campion? I can't remember. And there's a poppy just getting ready to flower. We've got some monarda across the front there. That sort of spreads all over the place, looking good. Just put in a dahlia there. That is Arabian Nights, so that's a dark red sort of one. There's a lily come up there. Fortunately, no lily beetles on the. Oh, there's one there. Look at them. Look the blackguards. I'll get them in a little bit. I can't remember what that is. Hist something or another. There's a centaurea there. Some achillea coming up on the side. Shasta daisies. A sweep of Shasta daisies all the way across there. Then it goes into what are they? They're asters, so they'll be later on in the summer. I can never remember what this is called. It's not... Oh. No, can't remember again. No, definitely gone. Beautiful, tall, white flowers, lovely perfume across there. That's why I put them there, so that you can sort of smell them when you're swimming around in the pool. Bit of a thug though, you know, once, if you let it seed, it drops its seeds and they come up all over the place. So I've been spending all springtime trying to get rid of most of these, but this is coming on beautifully. I think really pleased with this bed. This tripod here, I've got some sweet peas and they'll come up. I think I've got a photograph here from last year of the sweet peas there, and they looked really good against all the other flowers. Moving round here, some beautiful iris just coming into flower now, and they always look good against these little beautiful purpley iris as well. So a lovely combination there. Some hostas and geraniums sort of in the middle, and what are they? The old herb. I'll tell you, I'm terrible with names at the moment. Nope, can't remember again. Some weeds here, and this is a daylily, big bright yellow daylily. This is a bit of a wrong place there, but I thought I'd leave it there this year anyway. And I moved a load of other parts of the daylily to another part of the garden. Moving up here, no, we'll go this side actually. Along here we've got all sorts of, again, lupins, some iris, the hostas coming up, lots of the hardy geraniums all along the front here. Lots of these, what's his name plants again, daylilies. And what else we got? Oh, I always forget that I have a little clematis coming up there, so I better move some sort of tripod in there for that to grow up. What else? What else have we got? Now this is the sort of real party piece here. Lots of the Aquilegia. I keep forgetting how tall these grow. So the garden's a bit inside out at the moment. Maybe I should move these into the inside anyway. And then when they stop flowering, I won't be seeing them so much. So I should do that for next year really. They pop up all over the place, but you know, they're beautiful, aren't they? Lovely. Look at the heads underneath there. Lovely flower. And the lupins again here, looking good, together with the alliums. So mostly the sort of purpley blue ones, the pink one there. Here are some oriental poppies coming up there. There's a nice tall grass that grows up very tall there. Look at that beautiful hosta. I think that looks great against the other foliage and the purple foliage, etc. Got lots of phlox. So over there, that's a phlox, and at the front there's pink phlox, and behind more daylilies. So in the early season here, it's more of a purple garden, and then obviously as we go into the summer, it turns into the yellows and the reds. And I've just planted a dahlia in there, and that's a bright yellow dahlia. Some asters in the front. So again, all sorts of different purples and blue type flowers at the moment. Then it will go into sort of pinks with the peony, a lovely peony there. I split that last year, so it's not as big as it normally is, and I moved another one of them into the into one of the other parts of the garden. And the phlox here was looking lovely, but that is starting to go over. I think you may have on the video now what it looked like earlier on. Looking beautiful. Now on this side of the garden, it's a bit lopsided, so I know I need to sort of change that, and I'm going to do that. So we've got the daylilies, beautiful, but these are all the black-eyed Susans, which are late summer plants, and I need to sort of move things around a bit. So we've got a centaurea there, a nice peony, so there's a peony on that side again, and a phlox coming up, a couple of phlox coming up there. Oh, what I'm going to look at this beautiful big hosta. So what I'm going to do in the next couple of days actually is extend this border across here to this fence. This is one of my projects of the year, and all the way around there. So I'm going to be taking all of these rocks out and then putting cardboard down here and then filling it with compost, etc., and that'll be a new bed. So then I'll be moving everything over to make a nice big bed there, because the grass is just a pain. Grass is just annoying, isn't it? So let's get some more beautiful flowers in here and a nice climber up the sides here, and that will sort of finish off this part of the garden. But starting to look really good, really pleased with this border. Lovely different flowers starting to come up now. Less so this border, like I said, it's a bit lopsided, so I'm going to move a few things around when I make that bed over the next few days. So let's go round to the orchard. So here we have my favourite part of the garden now, the orchard. I've essentially created it from scrub ground. It was just nothing, all just rubbishy stuff growing there. I've cut in the paths, dug all the stone out, laid the stone walls that you'll see, etc. And it's basically made up of, or themed around, four biggish apple trees now. They're starting to grow nicely. They're about 5 years old, the apple trees. And I've got some pear trees in there. I've got some step over apples, which are, you know, for you, those of you who don't know, I will show you in a minute. A little sitting area to the side here, which you can see, and just various flower beds now. And I'm really pleased with it. It's coming on an absolute treat. And at the moment, the lupins are running riot in there at the moment, as are the black fly. So I'm going to step out from the middle, for the front of the camera, and don my net hat and give you a tour now. Bloody things. Right, so here we go into the tour. So as I said, we've got all the sort of stone chipping pathways, and all of the stone on all of the walls, etc., and all of the pathways are dug out from the actual orchard itself. And we come in, this plant's just coming over now. I can never remember what it's called, but it's beautiful yellow flowers in that sort of early part of spring, and looking good, even though it's just starting to go over now. This is what I call the secret garden. Still not very secret. It's supposed to have some sort of a screening on this side here, which I haven't got round to yet. But a lovely little sitting area when the black fly are not here. And I've got some stone that I'm supposed to be putting there. Definitely going to be doing this year, like that there. So that's what's going to be going there. And then we've got the seat I built, and sort of stone beds either side, sort of raised beds, although they've sunk down a little bit now. We've got the nice grasses framing either side there with the hosta. I actually think I'm going to move that hosta. It doesn't really like it there, I don't think. Although it seems to be getting better now. It might be a bit too sunny there for it. We've got some nice iris just about to come. The same as some beautiful peonies. Beautiful white peonies. I'm sure they're white peonies. Phlox obviously not yet. Poor lilies. I didn't get to them early enough before those pesky lily beetles got to them, but they should still flower. Okay, more phlox. That is mallow. Going to mallow, and some beautiful hostas. A lovely pale green hosta. Got one of those either side, sort of framing the seat that I can sit down, and a beautiful clematis here. Duchess of Edinburgh, lovely white flowers. I need to tie that in a bit better. But I would sit here when the black fly have gone and admire the orchard. The apple tree there is coming on beautifully, as well as that one there. And so is the hedge. We'll come to the hedge in a moment. Beautiful white flowers again. I can't remember what the actual the plant is, so I'm very sorry about that. And we've got the box either side, standing sentry, as are the grasses there. So this is very small at the moment, but they grow tall, and there's one behind this tall plant here. So the grasses again, they're standing sentry. And this is Liatris Blazing Stars, I do believe. That's beautiful white tufts of flowers, spikes of flowers later on, all around there. Here's the dogwoods. So just a few weeks ago, they were blazing red, the actual stems of those. So what I want to do now, I'm going to let them flower a little bit now, and then I'm going to cut them back quite hard so that the new growth comes through, and that'll be nice and red again in the winter time to give me some winter interest. But amazing the change from the sort of blazing red of the stems to now. So moving here, this is the pond that's still not a pond. I promise this year I will be doing this pond, definitely. Oh, here we have a lovely clematis, actually. Can't remember the I think it's lime close clematis, but that's going to have some lovely white flowers on there. And look at this beautiful foliage, lovely dark dusky colour. Really enjoy that. The usual Aquilegia, and another coloured one there, which I forgot I actually had. It's amazing you forget over the winter what the different colours you've got. So it'd be nice to get some seed from that if I can. And here's more of the sort of repeated plants that I have from the other side. So we've got some more lovely phlox, so that'll be late summer interest. We've got asters at the back. There's also oh, I think I've just breathed in a black fly. Oh, excuse me. These are Shasta daisies, I think. Shasta daisies all around there. Some lovely foxgloves just about to come in, and just the beautiful end of the blue flowers. Hopefully they're going to continue to move across the bed. And what else we've got there? Some lovely hostas again. These beautiful, again, dusky colour. I like that in there against the blue. And that's starting to move across, which is really good. Bit of a gap there. I need to fill that gap. Got some stuff I need to fill in there then. Yep, and as we see, this is where the pond is going to be. So the pond will be wrapped around, all around there. This must be HQ for all the blackfly, because I am getting bitten on my hands and everything here. What we do for art, eh? So lovely, look at that beautiful big hosta there. That'll look lovely when there's some water sort of there. And then coming into the main part of the orchard again, we've got sort of these two century raised beds that I made from the stone with box in them. Lovely big foxglove there, look at that beauty. And various flowers in this bed, some iris coming into flower, some blue and yellow iris. More of the creeping phlox that's sort of gone over now, and that's growing nicely in different places along the bed. Right, so here we have a apple tree, step over apple tree. I took this from sort of an idea from Monty growing them in his Gardener's World garden. So we've got the apple tree here, as you can see, and I've taken two side shoots and now just train them along the actual fence line here, and they're just going to grow that height. This year they have actually flowered, so I've got some apple trees apples actually growing on there, so I'm really pleased with that. For 2 years old, I think that is. And you just have to make sure you tie them in so that they don't try and come up all the time, which is what they'll try and do. And there's growth always trying to grow out of here, so I just need to cut those back. And so I've got one there and one this side as well. So yeah, really pleased with those. This is a pear tree that I've moved into here this year from somewhere else, because I've got another pear tree at the back there and they need to be close together. Some more beautiful lupins. Now here, look at these beauties here. A veritable banquet of lupins, all And when I was back in Cornwall in the UK, I would never be able to grow lupins like this because the slugs would be at them all the time. But looking fantastic, really pleased. And that apple tree's looking fantastic as well. Really pleased for. I think they're about 5 years old now. And various other plants in this sort of bed. We've got the tall. Again, I can never remember what they're called. Rubbish for the names. And I've got some grass there. Daylilies, early sort of daylilies, and I've got some sunflowers dotted in and around there, so they'll grow up nicely. Again, this side here, this is catmint either side, and then I'm going to put a chair at the back, and there's this sort of pear tree that I want to train as a sort of a fan or something like that, shooting out either way. Just letting it get its business now, and obviously be able to sit up here and get a different view of the orchard when I put the seat in. So many jobs, only one me. Right, moving round, just want to go to the other side here. So we've got some rose campion. They're beautiful dark pink flowers, and I've got them dotted along here, so there'll be a group of that rose campion sweeping along there. More of the lovely aquilegia. Again, more lupins, more of the dogwood. So I alternated red and yellow dogwood all along here. You can't really see obviously because of the green. And lots of Shasta daisies, so a group of Shasta daisies coming along here. And then down here we've got black-eyed Susans, so late summer there's going to be a sweep like a river of those. And I've got various other sort of sweeps of plants that will sweep in and out like a ribbon all the way across here. And another look at the beautiful lupins and the bees and the hummingbirds. Love all of these. Look at that, what a lovely framing photograph that is. Love that. And there we go. So that is the orchard coming along nicely, I think. Coming along nicely. Just need to, there's a repeat planting, from the other side because it's cheap, with herbaceous plants. I can take some lupins from one area and put them in and make more. Same with the grasses and the foxgloves, etc. But then I'm introducing new plants, the odd new plant all the time, and then taking out where there's too much of a repeat. But taking my time. Not, it's a big area, so it's expensive to put lots and lots of plants there. So you've got to take your time and use the resources that I've got. And I think that it looks good as it is. And the colours will change again, obviously, as the summer unfolds. But there we go. There is the orchard. One thing I actually forgot to mention is the privet hedge. So the hedge is coming on along nicely. A bit raggedy at the other end there, which I'll sort that out. But, again, that's 4 years old now. So they are starting to bush out. I want them to go obviously a little bit higher. Then I'll cut them continually, and then that will make it all the rest of it bush out, I believe. But yeah, pleased with that. That's coming on. So here is my the bed that borders the western end of my pool deck, just onto the sort of driveway here. And this is where it has such an absolutely stunning display of the creeping phlox, which you can probably see now in my sort of back video I'm showing. Just all the different colours were just popping up, really looking good. The bright pinks and the pales, all the way down to this small bicolour one here, which will start to extend over the next few years. But this bed starting to look really good. This is only 4 years old, 3 or 4 years old now. A lot of the same plants. Beautiful Achillea there, oriental poppies. a white allium coming up, some irises, again more lupins, more aquilegia. I need to sort out these climbers actually. I need to tie them in before they get too much of a mess. And this is a beautiful plant. I completely forgot about it, and I'm so pleased it's come up this year. It is Baptisia australis, false indigo, only about 2 years old now. I'm hoping I may get some flowers from it. Great, beautiful, as you can see, pea-like flowers. It's from the pea family, but it's a beautiful plant. Takes its time to get going, but I'm really pleased it's starting to look good now, and that'll grow again a good 3 or 4 feet high with beautiful purple blue flowers. Another peony. This grass grows up to a good 8 feet, looking good for the year. And some phlox, etc., all along here. So this bed again looking lovely, and then, you know, when the sun gets to it in the afternoon time, really shines up. Pleased with that. So here is my new bed, raised bed, that I made last year. Brought all the rocks, all of these big heavy rocks. Look, have a check these size of these rocks here. All these big heavy rocks, rolled them down from the other side of the garden. That was a heavy feat. But this is coming on. This was beautiful. Not too much in the way of planting at the moment. Had a beautiful display of daffodils earlier on in the year. Now the hostas have come out, and again nice and cheap with the hardy geraniums, lovely pinks there, and the phlox is already starting to come nicely along here. And I've got some of the same plants, some foxgloves in there, more hostas, got some ferns in there. And I'm going to try and put some more, because this bit here will get more sun. So I'm going to put some more herbaceous plants along this area here. Like I said, not a lot of planting, but again, this will, in a couple of years' time, this will come on beautifully. But I'm really pleased with this already. So there we go. Excuse the hat. We are now in hideous black fly time. They've come out this morning in strength, wave after wave of them, so I'm not taking this off. But there we go, there's my June little tour around the garden. Really pleased obviously with the lupins behind me. The gardens are coming on. Not everything is perfect, and we're always doing something different and working on the garden, you know, as are you guys, no doubt. But hope you enjoyed the tour. Flowers are coming on really nicely. The gardens are coming on really nicely. Lots of new things to be doing, and there'll be all changes next month as well. So jobs are good.